Okay, so the s- feud, spat, whatever you want to call it, between Mourinho and Conte has reached new levels of stupidity and childishness. And also, I believe Mourinho could have brought the game into disrepute with some of his comments, basically saying that, you know, Conte is guilty of match fixing. He's basically accused another manager of being corrupt without any justification and without evidence. The thing is, Guardiola's also had a thing with Sean Dyche on the touchline where he was making offensive gestures, telling him to shut up over an incident in their cup tie when the game was drawn was 1-0 to Burnley, and then there was a free kick awarded, and it was dubious, for whatever reason. There were things said. Guardiola keeps doing this as well. I think he keeps rubbing it in other people's faces. Look at me, I've got all the money in the world to spend. I've got the best team. Look at me. He seems to do it a lot. Mourinho and Conte. Conte is just a prickly character. He is a typical Italian manager. And I'm not saying that's a bad trait to have, but Mourinho, and as basically said that I'm never going to be guilty of match fixing, but this guy is. So he's basically saying he's guilty of match fixing. At this time, with several leagues, having match fixing allegations against them, and spot fixing allegations, and bribery and corruption, mostly in Southern Europe, Italy, Greece, Turkey, the Bulgarian league, the Russian league, half the leagues of Europe. Basically, they're looking at over 400 games, both in European Cup and European League competitions that have suspicious betting patterns, and they go as far afield as Germany, Scandinavia. There was allegations in a Swedish league game that how it was deliberately called off because of match fixing allegations. To basically point the finger at someone without proof, though, at this time, it's not good for football. And Mourinho was stupid in saying it. Conte's response was, "Oh, he's a little man. He's irrelevant. He's a little man then. He's a little man now. He'll a little man in the future." So it states back to their time in Italian football together when Mourinho was at Inter, and I think Conte was at Siena at the time before he went to Juventus, and he was suspended for a period of time due to allegations against him for match fixing. He was not informing the authorities that he knew certain bits and pieces. The club he was at, Siena, has basically had to reform itself, collapsed. So there's all sorts going on. Conte was cleared in a court of law because match fixing is illegal. It's to do with the anti-mafia statutes. So the Anti-Mafia Commission were looking at it because organised crime was involved. So he could have gone to prison for quite some time. He was cleared in a court of law and he was cleared of any wrongdoing. So for Mourinho to say this is inappropriate and wrong. But Mourinho likes stirring controversy and likes stirring the pot. He normally does this when he's less happy as well. He doesn't seem to be a very happy man at United. When things aren't going great on the pitch or off the pitch for him, he will make a lot of these comments. He did it. He's done it at every club where he's had a rough spell. It is his get out thing is to basically stir the pot. Does it help? No. Conte's response, does it help? No. In the wider context, it is very petty, but what Mourinho said, I think, is more damaging for the game than people realise. I think there's more to this than people realise. With the game in the state it is in, it needs to change. The game needs to change quickly and needs to change its attitudes towards many things. And we need to have conversations about some really important issues, and the league and the sport is not. With that said, I'm going to leave that there. It's it's so petty. It's not even. It shouldn't even be worth a YouTube video. But at the same time, it is simply because of what we now know about match fixing and corruption at FIFA. UEFA. If this was made 15, 20 years ago, this comment before the recent Italian, Turkish, Greek, Bulgaria, all these match fixing scandals and allegations came out in the last 10 or so years, I think Mourinho gets done for bringing the game in disrepute. Um, it's a stupid comment to make. It's unhelpful. The game does the sport. Then no, now what we know, it's probably more damaging. The sport needs an image change. Mourinho is part of the image change that needs to happen. He needs to I think, temper his temperament. He's got this temperament where things like this, comments like this, he makes a lot of them. Um, Conte's response doesn't help. But over the weekend, we've had assistant managers sent out into the stands. We've had Guardiola make gestures. We've had a racism controversy at Liverpool Everton, with comments said player to player. And the FA says, "Oh, all is well. Our kick it out campaign's working. Our anti-corruption campaigns are working." They're not. But that's another video for another day. I've done videos on that, so we'll leave that there. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.